We welcome you to this Thursday SEC broadcast of SimWorld U on ESPN. We are coming to you live from the Reed Arena in College Station, Texas, where we have the number 20 South Carolina Gamecocks, who are 13-7 overall, 4-0 in conference play, facing off against the Texas A&M Aggies, who are 10-10 overall, 2-2 in conference play. I'm JJP, and with me is my broadcast partner, Sniper J. Snipe, how has your Thursday been so far?
It's been good, baby, but we're in the SEC, and it just means more, JJP, so let's get it going.
All right, I'll go to you off in here about the outlook of the SEC. We're ready for the tip. Last game for the Gamecocks was a win against Tennessee. They won at 87-81. They're currently on a 4-game winning streak. And the last game for Texas A&M, they lost on the road 91-74 against Georgia. And A&M has won the tip. Their lineup is as follows: Pitt, Marr, Henderson, Shanahan, and Rue. And the lineup for South Carolina: Whitmer Thomas, James Cassidy, E. McChesney, and Baldridge. Shot clock winding down in this opening possession. The three off the mark. And there's a rebound by the Gamecocks. South Carolina looking to be the first team to score tonight. You see a reach-in by Pitt. South Carolina at number 20 in the SP Top 25. And they have their key player, Keandre Baldridge, has put in a large impact throughout the season, averaging 17.1 points per game.
Absolutely, JJP. He's been the man in the middle, and he's only a freshman, so we're going to get to see him again next year, and hopefully he's able to get better and better and become maybe one of the top players in his SEC conference. But I also want to comment on that loss Texas A&M took to Georgia. That was a bad loss for them. It gave Georgia their first conference win. But if you're Texas A&M, man, tonight you have to be locked in and try to get on the right track, because you do have a chance to make some noise in this SEC conference at 2-2. But you got to start winning some games right here, right now, and I think they're looking to do that tonight.
A&M now back at home. Tyrell Moore comes up with the dunk. He scores the first bucket for the Aggies. How about that tonight?
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. A great way to start the game. Really get the Reed Rowdies going here at Texas A&M.
So a great way to wake up his home audience as Baldridge responds with a dunk of his own.
Okay, so we're trying to break the backboards here in Texas this evening. I could appreciate that.
Oh man, backboards, look out. About to come up facing some insane contact coming from these players. So the score is Gamecocks 4, Aggies 2. Pass around. Ball is in Jermichael Pitt's hands. He'll go out to Shanahan for 3. It's off. We'll see if either team starts deploying the three-point strategy. Both teams have now attempted threes. There's another miss, this time coming from the Gamecocks. And the rebound is by Pitt. Pitt will go to Shanahan and back over to Marshawn Henderson.
I think Shanahan needs to get going for Texas A&M if they want to have a shot to beat this number 20 South Carolina team. He's a playmaker, but he's also a scoring force for his A&M, and he needs to be big time if they want to win here tonight.
Shanahan has been averaging 14.1 points per game. At the line here is Marshawn Henderson, ready for a couple free throws. Marshawn Henderson rather, making that first free throw.
Now get this, JJP. The line has A&M by 1.5, right? And they're not ranked. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I for sure had the number 20 team coming in here tonight and winning this game. How do you feel about what the line says?
Well, South Carolina at 4-0 in SEC play so far. You'd think maybe they're due for a loss this time in conference play. At the same time, looking at Texas A&M, they're just straight up a 500 team. They're at 2-2 in conference play. If the pattern continues, they've taken a loss their last game. If the pattern continues, it seems to be that the Aggies should win this one at home.
Yep, I kind of agree with you, but I kind of don't. And the reason why I kind of agree with you is because sometimes the South Carolina offense could get not offensively. I don't know what to say. They can't score, and the SEC is a tough place, but it's even tougher on the road. So if this South Carolina team cannot score on offense, that gives Texas A&M the advantage here at home.
You see a block there by Quinlan Rue. Good D by the Aggies. Now in transition, Tyrell Marr pulling up. A miss. Rue with the offensive rebound. Quick bounce pass to Ronnie Shanahan. And Shanahan, commits an offensive foul.
That's not good.
Yeah, didn't expect that to happen. It's now South Carolina's ball as we see a highlight from Quinlan Rue's nice looking block. We'll see if he comes up with another one in this half. D. McChesney on the inbound will go to Whitmer Thomas. South Carolina currently up by 1. They're the underdogs in this contest. And we see another block by Rue. This time Rue cannot go up to block that next shot attempt, but it's still a miss. Texas A&M will end up being fouled. Whitmer Thomas commits his foul on Shanahan.
Yep, and Rue's off to a great start at being the big man down low for the A&M Aggies. He's making life tough and blocking shots and really kind of making his presence felt in the paint. And I think that's going to be good for them going forward. If South Carolina can't get in the paint and feel comfortable, that means they can't score.
Boarding through, trying to come up here. Tyrell Marr misses the shot. Quinlan Rue tries to go for the layup. He'll miss. Andre Baldridge now bringing up the ball for the Gamecocks. The catch and shoot. 3 is a miss. And Rue adding to his contributions tonight. Now the 2. Tyrell Marr. That's a swish. A&M now with the lead here. 7-6.
And JJP, I expect this game to be back and forth, down to the wire all the way. I mean, both of these teams are playing for a lot here tonight, and I just think it's going to be a really close game. And I'm not going to say who I want to win, but just know I am an alumni of A&M, so I'm just going to leave that there.
I mean, we'll figure it out. But I mean, you already revealed it. But we expect your tone to, go up and down throughout the course of this broadcast. South Carolina has called timeout at the 14:34 mark, and quick breather for them. A quick break for us. Back with more after this. Back here at College Station, it's South Carolina 6, Texas A&M 9. Snipe, why don't you fire your keys to the game for both squads?
Oh, absolutely, JJP. You know, this is one of my favorite questions of all time, and you know I got the answer for you. I'm going to start off with the home team, the Aggies. I think the key for them to win this game is going to be on the defensive end. And I'm not talking about all the way defense. I'm talking about in the paint defense, where it counts, where South Carolina is going to try to get most of their shots. If they can find a way to limit South Carolina from touching the paint and getting easy drives to the goal and easy buckets, I think Texas A&M has a really good chance to win this game by more than 4 points here tonight. It starts for defense for them, and so far, Rue has been doing a good job of making sure that South Carolina is feeling his presence and letting them know that it's not going to be easy in the paint. And for South Carolina, JJP, I think their key is actually is their offense. So it's like, who's going to do better, South Carolina offense or Texas A&M defense? Because we all know, as I said earlier, South Carolina struggles to score the ball at times, and I think tonight, if they could find a way to go on runs and limit time without scoring the ball, they could win this game because A&M doesn't have enough scoring to keep up with it.
Absolutely. The Gamecocks able to put up points with Edward Charlie, who is into the ball game. Here they miss, and Quinlan Rue comes up with the board. What a surprise. And Shanahan is stripped by Amari Beam McChesney, who's now attacking. Will shoot the jumper. He'll miss, and the rebound is by Pitt. Now the Aggies working now from the left wing. Michael Pitt will bring it on over to Ronnie Shanahan. Rue calling for the ball. He receives it. And now dig in. Rue passing it out into the corner. Ronnie Shanahan moving to his right. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Now operating from the elbow, passing it out to Pitt. No catch and shoot. One dribble from Pitt. It misses. Gamecocks working their way up. Isaiah James bounce pass to Henachukwu Cassidy. Cassidy at the top of the key goes back out to James. And now to Marius Whitmer Thomas. Carly has put up points. We'll settle on passing it back. Whitmer Thomas for two. Off the front rim. Quinlan Rue with the board.
And look at that, JJP. Texas A&M is in a 2-3 zone, so they're letting South Carolina know that, look, we're going to give you shots. If you want to take open jump shots, we're going to give it to you because we don't think you can make it, and we're going to protect this paint area where you want to get to.
Anderson looking to shake Charlie. He'll pass it back out to Marr. And moving inwards is Shanahan. And that one misses, so a few misses from both teams in this last minute of the ball game. Neither team has put up double digits in total points as of yet. Been solid defense and standing defense by the Aggies thus far. 3 from the corner misses. Ronnie Shanahan with the rebound. Got a few subs waiting in the wings to be put into this ball game as Ronnie Shanahan spins and tries a layup. He'll miss, and it's a rebound by Marius Whitmer Thomas.
Shanahan is for sure trying to get busy out for Texas A&M, but I feel like he's trying to force it right now, and it's not looking good for him. So maybe he could get off the ball, maybe get a screen set for him, and play off the ball, and maybe get some easy points that way. Because on the ball, it's a little too tough for him right now.
Shanahan trying to be a one-man gang there, ends up missing. E. McChesney firing out. 3 for Texas, or for South Carolina to miss, and with the rebound. The transition, Shanahan with the score. Good assist by Rue as well.
And that's the easy point. He got out, ran the floor, got ahead of the defense, and was able to get an easy layup. Those are the type of buckets you want from Shanahan.
South Carolina now with a timeout. We'll step aside for a quick break, but stay tuned. More action coming up here on ESPN.
There's no better time than now. See the game, be the game.
Welcome home.
Mom, Dad, this is Cindy.
Cindy, yes.
So nice to meet both of you.
It's nice to meet you finally. Travis has told us so much about you.
All good things, I hope.
Yes, of course.
Good.
Please,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Oh, Mom, no.
Dad, this is Shannon.
Oh, hi.
Shannon?
And this is Aaron.
Hey, cutie.
That is Jessica. Jenny, Sarah, Megan,
Hi.
Nicole, Elizabeth.
Acts. Use in moderation.
Back here, South Carolina 8, Texas A&M 11. Those night 13 teams in the SEC conference, all competing for that conference title. What's the outlook thus far? As you see, the Aggies turn the ball over, or actually South Carolina turns the ball over. All right, what's the outlook in the SEC thus far?
Man, it's going to be a down to the last game type of SEC, and you know that's what we expect. And right now at the top we got Arkansas sitting. Oh wait, I'm sorry, JJP. We have another timeout, and I think we're gonna have to pace. I lied. We're gonna stay here and we're gonna continue to talk about this SEC conference and what's in store. And I was talking about Arkansas. They're sitting at the top right now at 3-0, highly ranked, really good team. But right below them is the South Carolina team. They're 4-0. You know, they didn't start off SEC with a bang and giving themselves the chance to be in the conversation for the SEC championship game, especially if they could get a win here tonight on the road against these A&M Aggies. But right under them, we got an Alabama team that's 3-1, and Alabama's right in the mix. And then you have these teams. I call them sleeper teams because they're all 500 right now, and they all have a chance to make or break their season within the next coming weeks. And it's Florida at 2-2, A&M at 2-2, Auburn at 2-2, and lastly Ole Miss. All really good teams, right? But they all gotta make up some ground because they're behind a couple games in the standings. And I'm not sure which team or who's gonna be where when it's all said and done. I just know we have an exciting finish come close to Hoop Stereo time, JJP.
Yeah, you gotta love SEC ball. You mentioned Snipe, Arkansas being up top. You can watch them next on this broadcast. Home against Kentucky. Here, JK and Coach Drayton on the call there. So SEC night here on ESPN. See if Arkansas can continue being undefeated in conference play, or if they'll take their first loss in the SEC. And if they do, if the Razorbacks do end up losing, and South Carolina ends up winning here, and definitely see a major shakeup.
Yes, South Carolina will become the #1 team in the SEC, and that puts them a game ahead, at least of everybody for right now, and that's huge coming down late in the season to have games ahead of people, because then that puts you above them in the standings. But JJP, right now, I'm kind of scared for South Carolina. They only have 8 points, and look, a little bit past the midway point in the first half. How are you feeling?
I mean, we saw an air ball on a 3 attempt here, though. They steal the ball and they turn the ball back over, so I'm worried about them here at this point. And the ball with a spinner, no, does not go in. It'll be 2 free throws for Jaira Carter, sophomore from Houston.
Isn't that one of the worst feelings in the world when the ball just stays up there and dances around the rim, and you didn't put the extra spin on it because you thought it needed it, and then it doesn't go in? That's one of the worst feelings in the world.
Yeah, you just have to stand there and watch it, see if it goes in or not. Does go in. It's a real nice moment if you're a fan sitting in the stands. You don't usually see that happening in the ball game, but didn't go in. They do end up shooting the free throw, making it. So all you can hope for is as many points as possible on your possession. Rick Carter ready for free throw number 2 to put them up by potentially 7. Yes, it's good.
And this has been a low-scoring affair here tonight. It's been like a grudge match out here. I mean, this is like, I don't know, man. It feels like the way they scoring, I know it's not middle school basketball, but the score seems like it's a middle school type of game on how they scoring. Maybe defense is on a high level right now, or they're just missing shots. But again, I'm worried about South Carolina. These A&M Aggies are playing this 2-3 zone, and they're letting them take these jump shots, and it doesn't seem like South Carolina is even close to hitting these shots out here tonight, JJP.
Yeah, Marius Whitmer-Thomas is still on the floor there. Point guard. He's double teamed. Nobody blocked. Pass and a block. Offensive rebound. Whitmer-Thomas tries for 3. He'll miss. 4 misses from the Gamecocks. A&M working on the attack. And see if they... Henderson will pass it out. 15-8 the score. Rick Carter, 1-on-1, upward-looking shot, ends up missing.
It seems like scoring is going to be hard to come by in this one. So if you do score, man, it's like winning a lottery out here.
Yeah, interesting to note, the Aggies don't have Quinlan Rue on the floor at this point. So even with him on the bench, South Carolina still unable to hit their shots, and they can't capitalize in the paint either. Thomas, it's off the mark this night.
But you are totally correct, JJP. And the reason why is because every time you see South Carolina get in the paint, you see 2 white jerseys connected, shoulder to shoulder, hands in the air, so the ref doesn't call a foul, and they're contesting these shots at the peak of the shot release, and it's extremely hard to make shots like that. So the only choice South Carolina has is to get their shot blocked, or miss the layup, or kick it out and try to shoot a 3-pointer. And man, they just been adding on to the building with all the bricks they've been shooting from 3-point line. So
layup is blocked there by the Gamecocks. Whitmer-Thomas in transition. He's out on the left wing. He'll slide up. Guarded tightly. Whitmer-Thomas just all around the court. Catch and shoot. 3 is good.
There we go.
Side dance, sinking the 3, the sophomore from Georgia.
We got one, JJP. There we go.
Okay.
We might start scoring here.
We might see a flurry of points. And as I say that, we see an and 1 scored by Keithan Carter. Carter, the other Carter, is now at the line. And it looks like Keithan and Jaira are cousins on this Texas A&M roster. So Keithan with 2 free throws coming up.
And you have to love to see that, JJP. You know, any type of family on the same sports team as you, especially at this level, is a blessing. And like, it's like home almost. If you and your family on the same team, like, you have to feel good, you have to be comfortable, and like, the family has to be happy to have 2 people playing in the SEC on ESPN. Like, it's just a blessing, and I know their parents and everybody in the family is just so proud of them both.
Yeah, more on Keithan Carter. He's a freshman, and he's only averaging 8 points per game, but his impact goes beyond the box score. He's been a relentless rebounder and defender. Here, though, defense exposed, and South Carolina now able to cut the lead to 4.
They sure did, and that was 2 back-to-back threes on 2 possessions for South Carolina. So maybe they're starting to find their rhythm in shooting. And if they do, Texas A&M is going to have to move out of this 2-3 zone.
Now there was a Keithan miss there. Killebrew rebound, and now Killebrew working his way up. A little bit of a sloppy pass, which prevents the catch and shoot from 3-point range. However, on the left elbow goes B. McKenzie, and he ends up scoring the jumper.
Yep, he had the little guy on him, gave him the shoulder to create some space, and shot right over the top of him. Beautiful move from B. McChisney.
Ethan Carter slowly and surely earning those free throws. Interesting strategy there for Ethan Carter. Looked like he tried to intimidate the defender there.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he took his time, got deep into the paint, and literally just threw his body into the defender to draw the foul and got the ball up on the rim.
Carter back at the line for 2 shots. Score is A&M up 18-16 with the Gamecocks. 4:38 left here in the first half. Now 19-16 after this made free throw. Tyrell Marr checks back in with Eric Carter checking out. A&M's biggest win so far this season was a 81-70 victory over UCLA earlier on in the season. Free throw is good. Now 20-16 A&M. Now South Carolina looking for positive ball movement that will set up a nice looking shot. Quinlan Rue still not checked into this ball game. Plenty of time on the bench for Rue. As the shot clock is winding down at 5-4. Backing his defender and passing it out. Off the glass, that one is good. Russell Michael ends up scoring there for South Carolina.
Yep, and he's the senior big coming off the bench for South Carolina, so his experience helped him make that shot, but still, it was a tough shot, and A&M had 2 defenders right there, and like I said, man, down the stretch of this game, when South Carolina gets tired, that shot is going to be extremely hard to make over 2 defenders.
And Michael averaging 6.6 points prior to this ball game. If we could use the amount of bench points from him, as now the Gamecocks are back on offense. Couple passes, ball reaches Killebrew. I'll give it out to Michael. South Carolina only down by 2. There's a pickpocket by Deshaun Vivian. Vivian working his way up, trying to inch closer, trying to defeat defender Michael. Will pass it to Carter, back to Vivian. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Decent handles from Pitt. Carter. End up from the left elbow. Poor shot for Carter.
Yeah, it was a I wouldn't say poor. It was a tough shot, but I think that's part of A&M's game plan here, JJP. They want to run the clock all the way down, make sure the South Carolina team works on defense, so they're tired on offense, and they kind of just want to wear this team down until they are physically and emotionally tired, and they just can't do anything on the offensive end.
Marr and Pitt back on the floor together. As we're approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first half, Ronnie Shanahan also on the floor. In the corner with the shot clock winding down. It's a long 2 attempt. No good.
Man, Shanahan has a trigger on him. He kind of reminds me of myself, JJP. I mean, but I be making the shots, and he just taking them, though.
Oh boy, Ronnie, you got some work to do. You got to outdo Snipe here. About the Aggies extend this lead as they are currently with the ball. Ronnie Shanahan trying to figure out a way, trying to figure out a path. He'll end up taking it to Carter. Carter up for 2. It's no good. Beside Dance. Interesting hairstyle for Dance. Dance could have pulled up there, and he'll end up working against Shanahan. Shanahan comes up with the block.
Yeah, and if you South Carolina, if you're going to attack, you can't go in there weak or they're just going to block your shot. Now, these are SEC caliber athletes, and they're physical, and they all can jump, and they're all very athletic. And if you go in there with weak stuff, they're going to send it right back to you.
Beside, more like no. This is that pull up there. Still 20-18. Not much made shots in these last couple minutes of the first half. Both teams haven't had an opportunity for wide open looks. So it has to be a testament to how both of these defenses have operated.
In a way, I mean, both defenses have been doing a good job of contesting shots, but both offenses have looked horrendous in this first half. I mean, there's no motion. Everybody kind of just passing the ball, looking at each other, and talking to each other like, hey, man, are you going to do some of this possession? Or, hey, you want to shoot it? Like, we need some more movement, and I think the Texas A&M zone has really gotten to the South Carolina team.
Gamecocks from 3, it's a miss. Putback isn't able to go through. And last second heave off the front rim. At the half, a low-scoring affair thus far. It's South Carolina 18, Texas A&M 20. How about this shocker of statistic? Both teams shooting roughly 25% from the field. Snipe.
Yep.
Isn't that a wild stat?
Yep. They can't shoot a penny in the ocean out here today. And you got to give credit to Texas A&M 2-3 zone against South Carolina. And you got to give South Carolina man-to-man defense credit. I mean, if I'm Texas A&M, I'm sticking to my game plan. I'm playing the 2-3 zone from here on out. I'm keeping my hands up in the paint. I'm making sure South Carolina take as many threes as possible. If I'm South Carolina, we have to make a change. Let's get out in transition. Let's beat the zone up the court. Let's try to score faster and get open layups, and hopefully our jump shot starts to fall in the second half.
Yeah, both teams looking to have their star players more involved in succeeding with the points production. Connie Shanahan for A&M and Keandre Baldridge for South Carolina. We'll be back with the next half after this.
What's that?
That's a swear jar. Every time someone swears, you put a quarter in it.
Who gets the money?
I don't know. We'll use it to buy something for the office, like a case of Bud Light or something.
Fucking awesome. You, Bob.
You, Jim.
Eric, I have a bag on line 3 for you.
Can I borrow your pen? Can I borrow your pen?
Will the owner of a white station wagon please go yourself?
We're gonna go down there and we're gonna some. We're gonna some. We're gonna do whatever we have to because we're gonna some.
Hoop.
Doesn't count.
Shut the up!
I am so proud of you, mother suckers. Here, here.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Back at it here at the Reed Arena with the score South Carolina 18, Texas A&M 20. The leading scores for each team in that first half, Amari Beam McChesney with a shocking low of 6 points. And for Texas A&M, Keithan Carter with 5 points. See a score there for Baldridge. Snipe, these two teams got to have their star players start coming up with production.
Yes, they do, JJP. They absolutely do. And I think Baldridge is going to headline that for South Carolina, being the man in the middle. He's super athletic. He's able to get his shot off. The question is he going to be able to finish over 2 to 3 people in this Texas A&M 2-3 zone?
Both squads with sufficient amount of rest, which can justify Baldridge coming off the bat with a quick score. As we just saw a reach and foul by Isaiah James. And there's Ronnie Shanahan, star athlete for A&M. Right now he is at 4 points, no assists. So A&M probably trying to get the rock to him here.
I mean, I don't think I've seen him pass the ball though, JJP, and that's the other thing when we talk about the star players getting going. Shanahan is A&M's guy, but I think he's trying to go too much one-on-one. I think the coach needs to set him up and put him in different actions to get him open and get him easier shots because he's just working too hard.
Right hand is a miss there for Kennechuku Cassidy. Texas A&M now in transition with the ball in its hands. Ronnie Shanahan there in the corner. He receives the ball. He's guarded by Beam McChesney. Trying to wrap around that corner. He ends up going back outwards. Michael Pitt. The top of the key goes back to Shanahan. And now Quinlan Rue with the shot clock winding down. Catch and shoot for Shanahan. He's unable to sink the three.
And JJP, that's twice in the game I've seen this. Rue has had the mismatch against Whitmer Thomas, and he hasn't attacked the basket or even looked to be aggressive against him. Maybe that's a credit to Whitmer Thomas, the point guard for South Carolina. Maybe he's just too physical, too tough down there for Rue in the post.
Oh man, that's something you don't want to see if you're a Texas A&M fan, is your big being just locked down by the opposing team's point guard. There's a jumper made by Cassidy. That puts South Carolina up by 2.
And they have gained the lead. I mean, it was slow. Man, this is like a hurdle race out here, JJP. But South Carolina has gained the lead, and I want to see how long they're going to hold it for.
A little more on that last score. Kennechuku Cassidy is a three-point shooter. His shot prior to this game has shot 44% of his three-point attempts. And he's been a dangerous perimeter threat. Ronnie Shanahan with a winding shot clock. Miss. And a rebound by Marius Whitmer Thomas. More misses coming from the Aggies. They have not scored yet in the second half. Can't do nothing but cringe as we see another bucket by Baldridge. 24-20. Gamecocks are up.
And it's safe to say, I think the A&M Aggies might get a timeout here soon if South Carolina continues to score and they do not score, because you can't let this game get...
Rue had space. Oof. Sorry, Snipe. I just had to throw out. Rue had a chance there at the dunk, but the layup hesitated. He's got to be off mentally.
I mean, he's just not aggressive tonight, right? I've been saying, look at this. Watch. Let's see what he does. He has to shoot it, but he's going backwards.
Oh, man. Took a poor shot choice there against his defender. And here we go with more offensive minutes here coming from the Gamecocks. Isaiah James all the way in the paint, ends up with the layup, scores over Rue. So South Carolina on a run here on the road. Provided this crowd down.
Yeah, this Reed Arena is getting silent, but they're trying to cheer the team back on. But if you're Texas A&M and Buzz, you can't let this game get too out of control. 8 points is the max because there's not much scoring. And 8 points could seem like an eternity with not that many possessions and scoring.
There we go with the made bucket here in the second half, courtesy of JaMychal Pitt. Timeout has been called. We'll be right back. Oh, we'll stay here, in fact. We'll stay onto this timeout. We'll Go ahead and shout out the chat. It's your time. Put your shout out in the chat. We'll announce it here on the air. Snipe, you want to do the honors and shout out?
Oh yeah, you know I got it. Yep. Until they start shouting people out, we got Malachi King in the chat. We got Coach Simpson in the chat. Soft and Charmin, you funny. We got Jay Medora. What up, Jay, in the chat? Who else we got in the chat? We got Rip and K-Ray. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. We got Kai Killings in the chat. We got Flip Markham in the chat. We got who else we got? I'm still looking. Whole lot of chat going on. We got Coach Drayden in the chat. What's up, Coach Drayden? Big Syracuse guy. We got Cam Jones in the chat. We got Enzo Wolf in the chat. I hope y'all are shouting. Oh, shout out to the players and coaches from Jay Medora. I can appreciate that. We got Israel Hannibal in the chat. Do we have any more? Anybody shout anybody out in the chat? Going once? Going twice? Shout out to my peeps, Malachi King. Shout out to the announcers as usual from Juan Diesel. And that's it. We're back.
Okay.
No more shout out.
Okay. Shout out window has closed. Back here in the action here. SEC basketball here on this Thursday. South Carolina only up by 2 as all was almost lost there by Baldridge. Still in the hands of South Carolina. A check-in by Killebrew. And looks like the Love Lady was briefly in the ballgame, now back out. And it looks like Keandre Baldridge has tied Mari B. McChesney as the points leader in this ballgame. He's now at 6 points. Here's a made bucket. Cassidy coming up with points. The junior from Lumberton, North Carolina.
And like you mentioned earlier, he can shoot it, and he can shoot it pretty well. He shoots a very high percentage, so if he see a couple go down, this could be some scary territory for Texas A&M, especially in that 2-3 zone.
Drew trying to shave off base versus defender. Will pass it out to Marshawn Henderson. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Harder. He's up to 3. He'll hit it.
That's a tough shot. That's a tough shot.
3 ball coming to life here. 14:26 mark here in the second half. Gamecocks looking for a way to extend this lead, possibly to 5 points if they make a 3 bucket. Here in the paint. Outwards to Cassidy. Ooh, an open shot that ends up missing. Still Gamecocks ball. Cassidy trying to retrieve that bad pass. Ends up out of bounds. Texas A&M now going to inbound this one.
Yeah, but if I'm Coach Lamont Paris of South Carolina, I'm not mad about that possession. We got an open shot for our shooter. We got an offensive rebound from Baldridge, and if we just shore up that pass, we probably have another chance at a wide open 3-point shot. So I'm not mad about that possession. But if I'm Texas A&M, man, we can't give up those offensive rebounds. Not in zone. The game is already tight, and we can't be giving South Carolina chances to score and build their lead.
Braylon Siebert able to draw the foul. Foul committed by Michael. That sends Siebert to the line. Siebert, the sophomore from Texas, New Braunfels, Texas, in fact. Doesn't average much per game. Will average 1.1 points per contest, but a couple made free throws here can put him past that average. Free throws to tie the ball game. Okay, we'll hit the first one.
I feel like you have to make all your free throws in this type of game because that point can really make the difference at the end.
No doubt, missed free throws coming from the home team can possibly cause all these fans in the stands to go surrender Cobra. There's another made free throw. That is now 8 total free throws made by the Aggies. This game back to a tie at 29. All South Carolina figuring out what to do here. Will they try for the 3-pointer? Will they try for the jumper? They have Baldridge on the court, as well as Russell Michael, Isaiah James. Terrell Killebrew. James now. Short range. Misses. The rebound by Easton Woodyard. Here's Siebert. Coming up with the dunk. Wrapping the corner.
And he's making a chance of his opportunity to play here tonight. He obviously got 2 free throws and a nice dunk on the contest.
Eber with 4 points already. Ball stripped by Carter, and Carter steps back, shoots from 3. He misses, and Siebert almost came up with the offensive rebound. However, it's Gamecocks ball, and Keandre Baldridge sending it out to James. That shot misses. Rebound by Carter. A&M looking to extend this lead. Woodyard, guarded by Baldridge. Carter, guarded by Killebrew. Tyra Carter, send the ball out to Rue, and now Siebert. Flurry of passes. Who will take the shot?
Oh my goodness!
Here we go!
Oh Jesus!
Carter took his defender on a ride and took him out of the frame, in fact. And Carter, he's been on a roll. So to steal. And here is a. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, it's a miss on a layup. Could not finish.
No, I'm still stuck on that play. Where did he go? He left the entire broadcast. He shook him out his shoes.
Sent his defender to the shadow realm.
That's a good one. Oh yeah.
By 4. And I definitely want to see a replay of that at some point when we have a break. But man, what a move by Carter. And Texas A&M looking to maintain this lead as we're approaching the 11:40 mark here in the second half.
Absolutely, they are, and the Reed Rowdies are in full effect here. The A&M got them back going, especially off that fantastic move and finish.
Love Lady was losing the ball there. Shot misses from the corner. Quinlan Rue comes up with the rebound. Rue with an assist to Henderson. That's a nice dunk. Puts Texas A&M up by 6. Gamecocks call timeout. And we'll be right back after this short break.
Do you have the mind of a coach? Are you willing to fight for your players? Can you handle it when things get heated? Can you manage your star player's ego? Can you handle the stress? Can you become a legend? The only place in the world where you can coach live in a virtual world. SimWorld Sports.
All right, 6-point lead for the Aggies. Snipe, what are the keys going down the stretch for each team in the second half?
Yep, and we're talking about winning keys this time, JP. We ain't talking about that beginning of the game, you know, trying to fill teams out. We're talking about actually winning the game. And for Texas A&M, again, it's stick to the game plan. This 2-3 zone has been effective. Yes, South Carolina went on a run. They made a couple of shots. But for the most part, the zone has been working. They've been contesting shots. They've been shoring up the rebounding. And they've been scoring effectively in transition and in the pick and roll on offense. So the key to this game for Texas A&M is their defense and hold down the paint.
Oh, nice looking dunk by Woodyard. Now 8 points is the lead for the Aggies. So we've seen a fair amount of dunks, worthy enough of highlight reels and short clips. But South Carolina just struggling this stage of the second half. The number 20 team in the nation. And if they end up losing, are in danger of falling out of the SP Top 25.
Yes, they truly are. And just to keep going on that same talk that you asked me about earlier, the keys to victory for South Carolina is going to be energy, effort, and rebounding. I mean, because they're going to have to take some three-point shots, and they might not make them, but if they have the energy to get the offensive rebound and keep fighting, they can work their way back into this game by getting foul calls, making free throws, and making layups on the offensive end.
Charlie commits his first foul, sending Siebert to the line. Siebert with a couple more free throws here. He's currently at 4 points in this contest thus far. Saw a renaissance of Quinlan Rue on defense as the free throw misses. Rue has been able to put up some rebounds here in the second half. His total is at 8 in the contest. He actually leads A&M and is tied with rebounds with Amari B. McChesney on the Gamecocks side. Second free throw is good. So 38-29 the score. Texas A&M up at home. Can they keep this lead, or will the Gamecocks start heating up? Two-pointer misses, and Siebert comes up with the rebound.
Yeah, they're not getting good shots on the offensive end. Coach Paris, man, I know he has to be frustrated seeing his team play like this, and I have to think that they prepared for this A&M team and they got a scouting report, but they're just not getting good shots, and lately they can't even get a stop either. So this is frustrating if I'm the coach of South Carolina.
Rue grabs the rebound. Three-pointer attempt for Carter, a miss, and Rue there with the points. Yeah, Rue, all of a sudden, he's been all aggressive on this floor, but it's made him work for him. Really, it's 9 rebounds now.
And Rue has played big time the whole night that he's been in there, the sophomore big, who now I would grant him the favor and call him a junior because it's the second half of the season. He played the first half. He's going into his junior year. Now he's playing like a junior out here tonight for these Texas A&M Aggies.
Rue can stop Abasai Dance there as Dance comes up with a dunk. Coming up next on this broadcast, more SEC basketball. It's Kentucky going up against conference leader at the moment, the Arkansas Razorbacks. Big Hay
game of the week.
Great on the call there. It is indeed the game of the week tonight. So check it out coming up next.
If you're not there, you swear. It's simple.
Also on Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, ACC Hoops, Duke versus North Carolina. Wow, that should be the matchup of the week. Could be a good one. Cooper flag for Duke going on the road to face a tough fan base there in North Carolina. Once again, that matchup Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. All right, we'd like to spotlight one of the players here for the Texas A&M Aggies, Quinlan Rue. Just 2 points that we recently saw his bucket, but rebound-wise, he has been on a tear. He started off the game strong and has come up big in this stage in the second half with all the rebounds.
Absolutely, and I know everybody looks at the screen and they're like, oh, he only has 2 points in that. Don't worry about the screen. Watch him play defense. Watch how he's contesting every shot. Watch how he blocks shots. Watch how he runs the floor. Watch how he rebounds for this A&M team. He has been the impact player. He set the tone from the jump with a block shot to begin the game. That's why he is the spotlight player.
South Carolina seems like they're falling deeper into treacherous waters, now down by 11 points. As we just saw a dunk by Keithan Carter. Love Lady checking out for the Gamecocks. South Carolina just in danger at this point.
Yes, they are in very much high danger, if you will. And, you know, South Carolina came into this game and they had a chance to prove to the world on ESPN that they were serious with a win here. And right now, they don't look like they're too serious. In serious, I mean like contending for an SEC championship. But right now, this Texas A&M team has taken that thought out of everybody's head, and now we're kind of just looking at South Carolina like, y'all are okay. If y'all make it, it'll be a surprise. But how do you feel about that, JJP?
Well, I'm impressed at the fact we see Ronnie Shanahan on the court, but A&M has done a great job extending this lead despite a lack of numbers from Ronnie Shanahan's end, as the foul has been called. But yeah, just impressed with how the Aggies have fared, courtesy of the contributions from Quinlan Rue, and just their bench as well has come up nicely. Jared Carter has 9 points for them. He's the points leader so far for the Aggies.
Yep, and I like that you're giving these Aggies credit on their performance tonight, because they definitely deserve it. They're protecting their home court as any team should, and even though they're in that middle pack of the conference, with this win, it puts them in a better spot to contend for a spot in that championship game.
Yeah, the Aggies are currently 2-2 in conference play. A win here can have them improve to 3-2. And this free throw planks off the back rim. So still a 12-point lead for the Aggies. South Carolina desperate for points. They do have some of their second-team players on the court, including Abasai Dance, but Marius Whitmer-Thomas with the ball, their starting point guard. Whitmer-Thomas trying to get past Rue. Awkward-looking layup. It's a miss, and Rue comes up with a defensive rebound. Now Rue feeding, and comes up with the assist. There's another 2 points for Texas A&M. Man,
that's big-time basketball from Rue, man. His outstretched arms, his long wingspan to contest the shot, make the guy do an unorthodox layup. He misses. Rue grabs the rebound, decides he's going to play point forward and make the dime up the court in transition for an easy bucket. That's big-time basketball from Rue.
just excellent instincts from Quinlan Rue. Whitmer-Thomas able to draw the foul, send himself to the line. Whitmer-Thomas, actually, if I'm reading this right, he has not scored yet in this ball game. He's recorded 3 assists. Well, we'll see if he comes up with his first point. There it is.
No time like the present.
22 minutes clocked in for Whitmer-Thomas, and there is point number 1. Makes it 45-32.
The 6'1" sophomore has been pretty good on defense, though. I mean, that is a spotlight for the South Carolina team, is him playing on the post against Rue a couple possessions.
Whitmer-Thomas able to hit the second free throw. Now, tight defense up against Marr. 6:13 mark here in the second half. The Texas A&M up by double digits. There's a block by Baldridge, all retrieved by Dance. So there is a display of good defense. Catch and shoot for Whitmer-Thomas. Ooh, there's a miss. They needed those points. Tyrell Marr now working up from the top of the key. Keeps the ball, passes it to Shanahan, and Shanahan with the easy layup. Timeout has been called by South Carolina. We'll step aside for a quick break, but stay tuned. More action coming up.
Going up.
Won't go. Rebound Bosch. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! 10.
Now there's a steal by Murr. Underneath the DJ.
What's this going to be? Oh! Lead pass. Whoa! Stop it!
Just wanted to recap South Carolina's conference play so far. Currently at 4-0. They've won their first conference game versus Tennessee, followed by a win versus Missouri, a win against Florida, and then winning again against the Volunteers that have improved them to 4-0. However, currently they're in danger of losing their first conference game. Coming up for them are games against LSU, Arkansas, Auburn, and Kentucky. Snipe, I mean, you're in tune with SEC basketball more than I am.
Absolutely.
You know how difficult it can be to navigate those waters.
Absolutely. And you're absolutely right, JJP. And South Carolina, the game's not over. They still could have a comeback. I don't think it's likely. But with this loss, they're still sitting at the top of the conference. So they still have a chance to compete. But that schedule, man, it's no cupcake walk, and they're going to have to screw their heads on and get out there and play some real basketball, because they got an extremely, I would say their schedule has to be probably top 10 in the country the rest of the way out with the type of team that they're going to be playing. So if they want to have an actual chance to compete for a championship, they're going to have to throw this loss away if they lose and recalibrate themselves and come out playing way better basketball than they did tonight.
There's a putback by Keandre Baldridge that cuts the lead to 15. Meanwhile, for Texas A&M, they have Alabama coming up. They also have matchup against Auburn, LSU, and Tennessee. At this point, do you just hope to win those games for respectability, or you just want to, if you're an Aggie player and coaching staff, just try to dominate from this point on, and I guess the part of that is you kind of put a lot of pressure on yourself as a 500 team.
Well, look, let me see if I can break this down for you. Being a former player, being in this type of environment, we want to win games because we want bragging rights over the other team. It's a respect thing, yes, but we're not out here trying to just play basketball for the exercise, right? No, we want to win, and there's also Hoopsteria coming up, and Texas A&M is going to be in it, and now they're playing for seeding purposes. So quality win gets you a better seed, gets you a favorable schedule. If you keep losing, you get a lower seed, and now you got to play one of them big dogs that you don't want to see until you at least in a Sweet 16 or Elite 8. So every game matters, and you want to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. So like teams at the bottom of the conference right now, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I know LSU's down there, Missouri's down there, Tennessee down there. Those are all games that both of these teams that's on the court right now want to win, because they want to have that win under their belt for seeding when it comes to Hoopsteria.
Right on, all good reasons to keep winning out and keep showing out, especially if you're a guy like Ronnie Shanahan. Texas A&M are in the 5th spot in the SEC standings, only 2-2 in conference play, but currently they hold a 11-point lead. Pretty impressive about this whole contest. They've benefited from guys like Quinlan Rue grabbing boards, coming up with excellent defense, and their bench has been excellent as well. Nice move there. That's a couple points there for Tyrell Marr. South Carolina has called a timeout at the 2:19 mark here in the second half. All right, you want to catch SimWorld Prep League? You don't want to miss out on this. Starts this Friday at 7 p.m. Bracket play is throughout this whole weekend, Friday through Sunday. And then the championship game Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You're on SimWorld TV, though. Don't miss out on SimWorld Prep League. Be the future of college shoot on display. SimWorld is the only place where you can see the game, be the game.
JJP, I don't know who comes up with these tournament names, but I sure do wish they had it when I was coming around. The layup, man, that's a man. I probably would have dunked it a lot, but the layup is a pretty cool name for a tournament. I really didn't lose too many of those tournaments. So if you're a prep star or a prep coach and you're not winning, I don't understand why you would be hollering at Sniper J, because all I do is win.
All he does is win no matter what. Sniper J. Great to have him here on this broadcast. I know he's pleased at what he's seen with the Aggies. South Carolina looks like slowing things down greatly. We want to move on to the next game, but end up losing the ball. Tyrell Marr still working hard on the court. He'll end up missing, though. Rebound by Isaiah James.
I understand for the people that want to move on to the next highly touted game, but I don't. I want to give A&M the props. They came out and they balled tonight.
No doubt, no doubt. It was a team effort. Texas A&M looked real sharp. All right, we'll be right back after this break. Be right back.
See the game, be the game.
Hey, how you doing? I got 2 large pizzas for Rudy. Extra cheese.
I ordered that before.
Who are you talking to? I mean, I'm talking to my friend Stephen Curry. There's nobody there. You don't see Stephen Curry standing here? Good luck, buddy. Man, people are weird these days, huh?
Oh, Steph Curry, Steph, helping me out, turning me into the best.
All right, welcome back. Texas A&M up by 11. Just wanted to point out a startling fact while perusing the stat sheet tonight. So, Marius Whitmer-Thomas, point guard for the Gamecocks, has put up the most field goal attempts in this ball game with 13. He's only made 2. And so far, he's at 6 points, but only 2 field goals out of 13. He's averaged 8.2 points per game prior to this contest. So definitely he's been out of whack. Not tonight.
You say out of whack or out of character, I take credit to Texas A&M scouting report. And the reason I say that is because I know personally Buzz and the staff does a great job of honing in on the details, making sure the players are prepared, and that's what they showed here tonight. I mean, they couldn't have played their 2-3 zones to more perfection, and on the offense, I think they executed and scored when they needed to score, and you just have to give I credit this win to the A&M coaching staff and the scouting report.
Right on. A&M still with a bunch of their starters out on the floor, looking to add maybe one last set of points to their stats. Here they try for the alley-oop. Baldridge unable to retrieve the ball. Tyrell Marr, guarded by Isaiah James, missed the two-pointer. Now Abasai Dance bringing it up the court. South Carolina just held to 41 points against this Aggie defense. They end up coming up with the layup now, 54-43, the lead for Texas A&M. And this looks like to be the final possession for the Aggies, as we see Tyrell Marr still trying to call for the ball with his defender locked in on him. But this will do it. It's a final here at College Station. The score, South Carolina 43, Texas A&M 54. Impressive win by your Aggies tonight.
Absolutely, I think they played great. Their defense, the 2-3 zone was on point tonight, and they got them the victory.
So South Carolina falls to 13-8 overall. Texas A&M improves to 11-10 overall. We thank you all for watching on behalf of myself, JJP, and Snake. And don't forget, SimWorld Sports is the only place where you can see the game, be the game. More SEC ball coming up next with Kentucky and Arkansas.
I am the truth. It take a giant to fit on my shoes. Switch out the suit. S in my chest when I step out the booth. Flip on the news. Hot off the press, homie, I'm that dude. King of the zoo. Striking the tech, elephant in the room. Got designer on my body. Selfies in the private jet. Hop out of the new Bugatti. This is how you move like a boss. When you gotta go and show it off. Dripping now, shining like a stars. Make them all flop. Round of applause. This is how you move like a boss. With the sauce. Like a boss. Hey, a boss. This is how you move like a boss. Like a boss. Money in the bank, like I own the bank. And it's a funny thing, cause money ain't a thing. 24 karat rings, got me give a thing, but I still got the range. This is how you move like a boss. When you gotta go and show it dripping now, shining like the stars. Make them all flop, round of applause. This is how you move like a boss. With the sauce. Like a boss. Hey, this is how you move like a boss. I got the swag for real. Head to toe dripping in my bag for real. Looking like a happy meal. I'm a snack for real. This is how you move like a boss. When you gotta go and show it off. Dripping now, shining like the stars. Make them all flop. Round of applause. This is how you move like a boss. Go ahead, hit them with the sauce. So get up and take a little pause. Shine like a star. Round of applause. This is how you move like a boss. With the sauce. Like a boss. Hey, a boss. This is how you move like a boss.
my name is Jasmine Wesley, and I recently joined SimWorld Hoops. If you love hoops as much as you love art, you've got to check out SimWorld Hoops at discord.gg/SimWorld Hoops. It is the ultimate virtual basketball experience. It's not like a regular game. It's like stepping into your own world. Whether you play or you're just a fan, it's time to see the game, be the game. Don't forget to check me out on social media at It's Jasmine Wesley.
Ha pasado mucho tiempo, tengo amores esperando mi regreso. Estoy cansada de decirles que lo siento, en mi futuro ustedes no los veo. Ya me acostumbré a estar sola. I found happiness en el mar y las olas. I refuse to settle. Even if it meant that I'd be alone forever. Pero tú me enseñaste que el sexo no debe ser la única pasión en una relación, que soy linda con make-up on, también natural como soy, como soy. Me enseñaste que los sentimientos que se siente uno al otro pueden ser mutuos. Me enseñaste que el amor debe sentirse como el amor. Disculpa, baby, espero que yo no te ofendo. I'ma be honest, never felt this kind of love before. Todo nuevo. I like keeping a surface, a really good way to keep 'em. So when you dove deep, it made me think that I would lose us. Ya me acostumbré a estar sola. I found happiness en el mar y las olas. I refuse to settle. Even if it meant that I'd be alone forever. Pero tú me enseñaste que el sexo no debe ser la única pasión en una relación, que soy linda con make-up on, también natural como soy, como soy. Me enseñaste que los sentimientos que se siente uno al otro pueden ser mutuos. Me enseñaste que el amor debe sentirse como el amor.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Fayetteville, Arkansas here for our SimWorld U Game of the Week between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the number 9 Kentucky Wildcats. I'm J.K. Candell, joined alongside my co-pilot for this one, Assad Drayton. And we got a good one on our hands, Coach Drayton. We have the revenge game for John Calipari. Things did not end well between him and the Wildcats last spring. And now, him and DJ Wagner are playing against the Wildcats for the first time. Definitely going to be a lot of bad blood on this court.
I mean, absolutely. I know John Calipari is somebody who takes everything personal, and it fights no quarter battle. So there will not be a single inch or a mile given up in this game. I think it'll be one of those games where everything matters, and fouls that happen early in the game will probably dictate who wins or loses.
Arkansas going a little bit classic with those jerseys, going to their alternates on their home floor at the Bud Walton Arena here in Fayetteville. We appreciate you tuning in. And we're off here. Starting lineups, Norvell DeJean Jones and DJ Wagner at the guards for Arkansas. Rounding out Brandon Phillips, Joe Mo Graham, and Rollins Caster for the Razorbacks. For the visiting Wildcats, Stephen Burks, Jamison Johnson, D'Angelo Muto, Glory Tate, and Trey Trust. Tate and Johnson, two guys very highly touted in SWBA circles. Same with DJ Wagner here as Kentucky gets on the board early. Stolen right there by the Wildcats. D'Angelo Muto gets the steal. Coach Drayton, we talk a lot about what this Kentucky team's made of, and this is going to be a test for Jamison Johnson down low. He's one of the best defensive centers in SimWorld U, and Rollins Caster, who's creating some offense right there.
I think RDC has all the talent needed to be a difference maker in this game. I think him versus Jamison Johnson is a matchup that all scouts want to see, and definitely anybody who loves the game of basketball. I do think this game will be predicated, the winner or the loser, by who controls what the big men do. If Jamison Johnson is getting to his spots and getting comfortable looks, I do think Kentucky can come away with it. If Jomo Graham and RDC decide that they're going to lock up defensively and are able to score and get rebounds, I think this game goes in Arkansas's favor.
Phillips inside, great pass to Wagner. Wagner's first points of the game. We're tied up at 4 here. Good finish from DJ Wagner, the sophomore. And two-generation SWBA legacy. DeLon Wagner, his father, was at Kentucky last season. Transferred following John Calipari. 3 Glory Tate. That's good. Not Glory Tate, it's Stephen Burks with that triple. Kentucky leads by 3.
I mean, if you ask me, the shooting and offensive ability of Kentucky is probably the thing that'll keep them in this game. But in order, I do think that if Arkansas can get to their spots, and they run the break the way that they usually do, and there's the strong defensive unit that we've seen countless nights, I do think that they can hold up. I don't mean stop them, hold them up for a little bit and put this game in their favor.
Stephen Burks nearly turns the ball over right there. Glory Tate trying to keep possession alive for the Wildcats. Goes behind the back, rebound Caster. There's RDC showing up early. We're going to see that battle, but I think the other battle we have to talk about is between DJ Wagner and Trey Trust. Two guards that know how to score the basketball, know how to shoot it. And if Kentucky wants to win this one in Arkansas, they're going to need their freshmen to step up big time.
Well, you know, in games like this, and I can speak to it personally as a coach, you want certain guys to score the ball because the game means that much more to them. Somebody, oh my God. Talk
Long
about
two,
great.
Rollins, direct Caster. You're talking about what he can do defensively. He's showing up early on the offensive side, has 4 of the 6 points for Arkansas.
Back to the point that I was making as a coach, you know, in these certain matchups, DJ Wagner definitely played for this Kentucky team last year, and it ends up being one of those games where it's kind of personal. And as a coach, no, you don't want it to dictate your game plan, but you definitely want those personal games and those personal moments to have an effect. You want him to get going. You want him to be the person that leads this team against his former team because it means that much to him.
Second 3 for Kentucky early in this game. That's Glory Tate. We were talking about him. DJ Wagner attacking the bucket again. 10-8 in favor of the visitors here. we're definitely going to see a lot of offense tonight. This is not only our SimWorld game of the week, this is certainly a captivating matchup for it. We're lucky to be here right now, Coach Drayton. It's only so often you get to see a bad blood SEC atmosphere like this up close and personal.
I mean, you gotta love any and all rivalries because you can hear the fans. The atmosphere is often so thick you could cut it with a knife. I mean, just look at how the kids are playing in this game. It seems like everybody, not only the guys that transferred out, but the guys that decided to stay, everybody on the court, it seems like they have bad blood.
Inside there, John Jones. Can't connect. Going inside to Jobo Graham. Takes advantage of this match on Glory Tate. We're tied up at 10 here.
I do have to say the bigs on Arkansas are showing up early. They have been defending well. They've been scoring the basket. They've been participating in the pass lanes. They've been rotating well. This seems like a team that has blood in the, that smells the blood in the water and is attacking on all fronts.
Johnson, possession alive. Kentucky shot clock to 5 now. Burks on the attack. Kicks this one out to Jamison. Johnson, the shot clock expires, fadeaway, but doesn't matter. He makes it. That shot clock violation. Turnover for Jamison Johnson.
And I do like Coach Calipari's approach for his former player. Every time he puts the ball on the ground, somebody rotates, they block off his left hand so he can't dribble, block off his right hand. So if he does put the ball on the ground, it can be stripped. They're not giving him any room to breathe. And now we get to see these teams in the stretch. And I think if we're talking about as far as depth and how the team can play in the stretch, I do give the nod to Arkansas because of Nick Bowie.
Speaking of Nick Bowie, now in the game, that's 2 early rebounds for him. Freshman, former Beyond the Arch phenom. During a SimWorld prep days, Deshaun Jones gives Arkansas the lead here. Fans are loving it. SEC basketball at its finest in this one. I expect to see a lot of points tonight, whether it's Glory Tate or Jamison Johnson. A lot of guys that have a lot to prove tonight. It's definitely going to be something to watch. But Trey Trust right now, the freshman, we talked about him in our open. He needed to neutralize Wagner. Been a little quiet in recent games, Coach Drayton. How do you get that guy going? Donis Knight with some contact, can't connect on it. Offensive rebound from Knight.
I mean, a lot of getting the shooter active and open in the offense is a lot of believing in it. Because if you know certain shots are going to be a little bit more contested, you got to let those guys take it. I'm not saying you give every single shooter that you ever come across the green light, but if you do believe in that guy and think that he has SWBA talent, you have to tell him, hey, they're not going to give you an inch anymore. So you do have to be willing to take some of those more contested threes. Those right after the screen comes and you get the ball, you have to be willing to pull up on a hair trigger.
Floater Bowie connects. Nick Bowie on the board. Arkansas regains the lead here. We're watching these teams exchange blows early. It's like a boxing match. Punch after punch after punch, and right now they're all landing.
Glory Tate is absolutely destroying his matchup, but the help defense is not giving him an inch.
Make a great point there. Glory Tate off the screen had the shot. Help. You mentioned that help defense, but Tate get to the rack. 2 more for Glory Tate. We're tied up again.
Right now, without Jamison Johnson in, I'd probably go to RDC right here on the high post and allow him to ISO.
Drawing a matchup for him, I believe that's Jinsong Dang. Wagner pull-up jumper. Connects on that one. Feeling good, talking a little bit of trash to his former Kentucky teammates. DJ Wagner feeling himself early in this one.
I mean, who wouldn't want to talk trash to their former teammates, especially even if you only have a little bitty lead? You definitely want them to feel every point. And like I said, as a coach, you want these matchups to mean something to the players. You want them to win not only for you, not only for themselves, but for the players that left. Or rather, for the players that stayed, that thought they were too good to come join us.
Certainly. And we're talking about talking trash. I think John Calipari This probably has just as much a chip on his shoulder. Bowie 3, no good. Rebound Wagner inside. Unable to capitalize on the second chance. Cherry Trust 3. Nylon. Arkansas timeout. 11:01 to play here. You're watching SimWorld U basketball on ESPN. Welcome back, everybody. 11:01 to play here. Kentucky hits the 3 going into the timeout. Arkansas wants to talk things over at home. John Calipari's got a chip on his shoulder going into this one. Not a great exit for him from Lexington. There for years upon years.
I mean, I'm
after
not saying
a loss in the Elite 8, they ran him out of town.
I'm not saying he put the name on the front, but he definitely helped it.
Certainly did. Glory Tate with the slam. The most impressive part about John Calipari's tenure with Kentucky was the amount of SWBA talent he wound up coaching and developing. The list takes forever. Going to take away from the game if we do this, but Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox, the list goes on. Jamison Johnson and Glory Tate will probably add to that. You even have a guy like DJ Wagner, and they're still recruiting high-level talent even without Calipari. Brand's that big now. And Kentucky leading by 7, their largest of the night.
I mean, there was a point in time where even I wanted to go to Kentucky to play for Calipari, but that's ancient history.
Over Krzyzewski at Duke? Interesting approach, Drayton.
C's before K's. Everybody knows how the alphabet goes, KK.
Certainly. Kentucky leading here early. Another one inside. On that layup, that's Kadarius Sylvia. The Aussie sophomore. 9-point lead for Kentucky. Don't play yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You got to invite others to be a part of our show. 5,000 EM signing bonus for head coach and head coach referrals and superfans. SimWorldSports.com or discord.gg/SimWorld Hoops. The only place you can see the game, be the game.
And if you think you got what it takes to be a coach, you know, I'm right up here at Syracuse. I will gladly humble any and every one of y'all.
He's He's in the midst of trying to turn around the Orange right now. Has not been their season. But he's doing a good job turning him around. But when you go on Google and look up the best sports role play experience in the world, you got SimWorld Sports, you got SimWorld Hoops. Nothing else compares, and it is completely free, everybody. You don't have to pay a dime. So much great content for the lowly price of $0.00. Pretty impressive, right, Coach Drayton? Almost as impressive as this Kentucky 9-0 run.
If we're talking about impressive, we have to talk about how well prepared Mark Pope and the Wildcats are. I think they definitely knew how Calipari was going to try and attack them, and they've properly adjusted. And you love to see that level of chess match going on between two high-level coaches.
Of course. It's like when your former head coach faces a top assistant. You know how to prepare for them better. Stolen by Bowie right there. Finally, some momentum going in favor of Arkansas on the drive. There we go. That's Isabella Avery.
I think right here, because Arkansas has scored back-to-back times, you slow it down, probably get a pick and roll.
Adonis Knight with the flush. Trey Pope, I know you're here. I know you're excited right now, my man. The Bay Area breaker with the flush. And a guy that's been really crucial for this Kentucky team off the bench. Wouldn't be surprised to see him start as soon as next season. Bowie goes to the rack. Rebound, Jinsong Dang.
I don't necessarily like the shot. Well, he ended up making it. I didn't necessarily like that he did a pull-up jumper in the middle of a fast break. Definitely thought there was some other looks, but it's one of those things where it was like, no, yes, because I don't necessarily think that was the look that even Coach Pope was looking for.
I don't know which Coach Pope's happier right now about what Adonis Knight's been doing on the floor tonight. Rebound Johnson, he's back out there right now. Kentucky leads by 9. Now make that 11, Jinsong Dang, with an exclamation point on this double-digit lead for Kentucky. Back inside, Isabella Avery. Back-to-back buckets for him, for Arkansas. But they're still down by 9 here on their home floor at the Bud Walton Arena.
And I'll definitely say I was wrong when I said out of the stretch, I felt like Arkansas was the stronger team. It definitely seems like out of the stretch, Kentucky has shown every bit to be able to play through their second unit, that they are their first unit, and then they put in the absolute offensive juggernaut, Mr. Offensive Onslaught himself, Jamison Johnson.
Speaking of offensive onslaught, Jamison Johnson finishing around the rack there. He's been everywhere tonight. Arkansas has won 6 in a row headed into the night. Kentucky's has lost back-to-back, yet Kentucky has been outmatching them in every regard in this game. Foul called on Knight. Arkansas going to take 2 at the stripe.
I cannot stress how important these free throws are in a game like this, where you know it's bad blood, you know that it's heated, you truly cannot afford to miss one of these.
Jomo Graham going to the stripe here, the 6'7", 162-pound junior. Makes about 69% of his free throws. Makes that first one right there. You call it important. I think he understands that as well. Stephen Burks coming in. D'Angelo Muto. We got 4 or 5 starters in the game for Kentucky right now. The only one that isn't is Glory Tate.
I mean, I think it'd be good right now, especially with Adonis, let him get in.
Definitely. 6-4 to play in this first half. Stephen Burks. Graham on Johnson nearly forces a turnover right there. Stephen Burks able to recover it. Those quick hands. Burks on the jumper. No good rebound, Jomo Graham. DJ Wagner's been playing well for Arkansas early, but has struggled to get that help. They haven't been turning them enough. They've been turning a lot to the big men. Interesting approach, I would say, Coach Drayton. Stolen right there. Adonis Knight forces the turnover. He's got a head of steam on the fast break. Rejected right there by Graham.
And I think his teammates are trying to find their own rhythm, and sometimes when you really have a guy who's, I don't want to say doing whatever he wants, but he's definitely been dominant in this matchup. I want to say that they're trusting DJ Wagner to, when they need him on offense, to go to him, not as their offense. They're trying to get other guys incorporated. They understand the importance of making sure that everybody gets to their comfortable spots, everybody gets their shots up, so nobody's just ice cold when you have to rely on it, because they know down the stretch that already in this game they can go to DJ Wagner.
Definitely. They lead by 9 here. Early, or late in this first half, I should say. Three quarters of the first half is over with now. Rebound Burks. Didn't lead to War. A little bit too much power on that one. Burks inside. Slash is rejected by Jomo Graham again. Kentucky basketball. Finally, a boost of energy for an Arkansas team that's had little over the last couple of minutes. Get up, big man. Should there have been a foul there?
No, I think the referees were definitely right in swallowing their whistle. Not everything has to be a foul, especially in high-tension games where you know players are more chippy, they're getting into it more, and sometimes unnecessary stoppages definitely ruin the flow of the game.
Inside. Rebound Graham hitting everywhere with Rollins direct caster on the pine right now. Called them the key to the game. They've had a little bit of momentum because of Jomo Graham. Joe-mentum, you could say.
Yeah, definitely. I would not call it Joe-mentum.
You don't like my play on words?
No.
Phillips inside. Another one that won't fall inside. There's a lot of unforced errors for this Arkansas team. DJ Wagner, he's a shooter, has not been shooting from outside and had him attacking the basket. Fade away right there.
I mean, like I said, it just seems like they're trying to get everybody else involved. They know what he can do. Just like I feel like they know what RDC can do. So it's not necessarily we have to force them. You want to get everybody comfortable in this game. And yes, it has caused them to be down, but when everybody starts to get up and everybody starts to get into it, it's how you upset certain teams. It's how you become the favorite in certain matchups.
Finley DeWar with that slam. They're trying, like you said, they're trying to incorporate everybody. And I don't believe that DJ Wagner's in the game anymore. He's not in the game. I spoke too soon. He's still in there. Jomo Graham called for the foul. Go to the line, Stephen Burks.
Now see, that one I agree with. That was 100% a foul. He definitely smothered him.
A little bit too much contact there. Arkansas continues to struggle with Kentucky, but around SimWorld U over the last couple of days, we've seen so many upsets in the top 10. And we're going to see another top 10 team go down here tonight. Just a matter of which team. Texas, Villanova, Duke. Losing 3 in a row would be catastrophic for this Kentucky team, Coach Drayton.
I think, and I really hate being this guy, and I always end up being this guy, so I guess I don't hate it that much. I think in conference play that sometimes it's more about finding who you are than necessarily jumping out the window and just dominating conference play early. Like, we seen Dayton in the Big 12 come out swinging. They punched everybody, and they lost a game, and now everybody's magically like they're back down to earth. You know, sometimes it's freshmen aren't used to playing in super high and rowdy environments. And those rivalry games and these conference games mean a lot more than the out-of-conference games, and it takes a while to adjust. We see Rutgers, a team that to me seems like they should be able to make at least a mid-level run in Hoops area, absolutely get smacked by Tom Izzo in Michigan State. Sometimes in conference play, it's more about finding out who you are and who your guys are early on, so that way when it reaches conference tournament time, you can dominate.
Yeah, I get that. Direct caster call for the foul. Johnson going to the line. You mentioned that Rutgers-Michigan State game, and Tom Izzo, if there's one thing Tom Izzo knows how to do, is he knows how to prepare for a freshman phenom like Dylan Harper.
I'm not going to give him too much credit on preparation and how he prepared.
He forced him into a 2 for 17 shooting night.
That Rutgers team was ill-equipped to play basketball that night, and we're going to leave it at that.
4 points in the second half. Quite the turn of events at the Breslin Center the other night, but we're not at the Breslin Center. We're here at the Bud Walton Arena. I'm JK, joined alongside Coach Drayton for those of you who are just tuning in. Johnson at the stripe, can't connect on the second one. Hauled in by direct caster. Inside, a little bit of a miscue right there. They're able to take advantage. They caught the defense sleeping right there. That's Jarek Ware.
I would just like to comment on how they've guarded Jamison Johnson. The game plan was to let literally anybody else but him dominate. And I would say for the most part that allowing everybody else to dominate has somewhat shot them in the foot, but they can say wholeheartedly that they've stopped, for the most part, how Jamison Johnson plays.
Johnson inside, just too much power right there. Took advantage of the mismatch on Finley Dewar over around a foot. Separating them right there, 7-1, 230. Just a hard guy to stop. Those Tim Duncan comparisons, he's really looking like him in certain moments tonight. No Bowie or Wagner on the floor for Arkansas. And now they're down 12 again with 1:30 left in this first half. Offense being run by Finley Dewar right now, and not even Brandon Phillips, not even Norvell DeJohn Jones is out there. Another bad defense miscommunication for Arkansas.
I mean, sometimes I think...
Ludo put him in a body bag. Rollins direct caster. Just got castrized.
Oh, whoa.
Capsized, I meant. Excuse me. I combined two words by mistake. Ejected right there. Another play inside for Kentucky. Arkansas seems to have no answer.
And this is how you control the crowd in a rivalry game and do everything absolutely right. This Kentucky team has allowed no miscues or small missteps to not be complete prevalent. And like I said, the team that makes the most mistakes in this matchup will ultimately be the team that loses. I definitely didn't think Arkansas would have messed up this much. It seems like their plan of trying to get everybody involved and go to RDC and DJ Wagner later in the game is definitely biting them in the hind parts.
Yes, and fun fact, this is the second game I called for Arkansas all season. The first one they lost when they were also ranked in the top 10 against UNLV when Nat Hawkins went for 50, that double overtime sensation. I believe you remember that game, you were with me.
I mean, absolutely crazy affair that was going on in that game. I don't necessarily think he's capable of doing that twice on this Arkansas team, but the fact that he did it once is more than enough.
Kind of lost me for a second because I thought we were talking about Nat Hawkins, but Sylvia going in the line. 86% free throw shooter makes that. Trav Cunningham coming out of the game. Glory Tate moving the small forward. Adonis Knight in. No Jamison Johnson for the Wildcats for the final 30 seconds of this first half. Doesn't matter. They're still leading by potentially 14 if this connects. It does. Now announcer jinx for you.
And right here is where I say you gotta find it. You gotta turn it on. You gotta find something to end this half with that makes you confident in your ability to win this game. Other than that, this is how blowouts start to happen, even when two teams are closely matched up.
For three, Arkansas nylon, DJ Wagner. Finally something that goes in Arkansas's way. They're finally attacking from beyond the arc, and it capitalized. 5 seconds left in this first half for Kentucky. Glory Tate putting up a long three for the buzzer beater. Can't connect though. 48-37 lead for the number 9 Wildcats. At halftime here at the Bud Walton Arena, we're going to go to our SimWorld U halftime show. presented by Speedo, Coach Drayton's favorite sponsor of our halftime report. We're at Kentucky. This first half has been all Kentucky. Whether it's Jamison Johnson, Glory Tate, it has not mattered. Kentucky leads by 11, led by as much as 14 in this first half. What's went right for them?
I mean, absolutely, Kentucky has dominated scoring interiorly when it's not with Jamison Johnson. They've been able to get to all their spots. They definitely have dominated in the transition. It seems like the more difficult the shot is, the more likely Kentucky is to make it. It seems like, I don't want to say that Arkansas has been bad on rotations, but it seems like the rotations that they've made haven't been helping the team. When you talk about what Arkansas has done right, they have shut out Jamison Johnson and allowed the other guys to step up.
Definitely. Kentucky shooting 65% in that first half. That's been the name of the game. And Mark Pope's been very prepared for DJ Wagner and this Razorback team. Second half action coming.
Hey SimWorld, Coach Barry of the Arizona Scorchers. SimWorld has been an amazing opportunity for me as a coach, being able to build and mold my team to my liking and my vision, as well as growing and bonding with the players who come and play here in Arizona. SimWorld also allows me the opportunity to take ownership of something and see a product grow from the downside to the upside. Remember, SimWorld Sports, the only place where you can see the game, be the game.
Delivery. Give me a shot if anybody comes in. You got it. Bud Light, the mother load. Hey, here he comes. Hide. Did you hear something?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Bartender, 20 Bud Lights. Oh no!
Make it a Bud Light.
Welcome back, everybody, for some second half action here between the Kentucky Wildcats and the number 6 Arkansas Razorbacks. It's been all number 9 Kentucky. Came into this game, lost 2 in a row. They're not looking to lose their 3rd straight and their 2nd ranked matchup in that time, Coach Drayton. It's been their 1st in points per game, 2nd in rebounds per game, and they have been dominant on the interior. What does Arkansas need to do to make this a contest here? Come back in this one.
They have 2 guys that I would say are definitely near star level that aren't getting the ball and should be getting the ball more. I think definitely DJ Wagner. I definitely think RDC. Those guys need to touch the ball more. I think they need to limit some of the small mental mistakes. As Kentucky.
Certainly. And we're going to take a quick break for a second. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We apologize for minor technical difficulties here.
Nah, it was just a turnover. Coach Pope was trying to get the play in. He didn't hear him. He kept on looking at him. Malvin throwing his hands up.
Might be more of a communication difficulty than technical difficulties. I might have spoken too soon. Wagner had Deshaun Jones to the open 3, opts not to take it. They have not been attacking the perimeter. That's been a very big aspect of their deficit. DJ Wagner drives inside, slashes surge in the head, gets that one to go. 48-41 in favor of the Wildcats.
I mean, you ask me, it's I don't want to say it's as plain as day, as simple as whatever, but if you're going to beat this team, the whole idea of everybody attacking and everybody being involved isn't working. You got to feed 12, and you got to feed 19 if you want to come back in this game.
Going inside to Jomo Graham, defended by Johnson, gets his own rebound. Phillips, another open 3 potentially for Arkansas. Another one they opt not to take. Wagner off the screen. Shot clock expiring. Up, chucks up a long 2. Throws off the iron.
I mean, his teammates missed him probably 3 times in one possession on passes, and then he gets the ball late in the possession told to just make something happen. That's the part of field goal percentage that nobody talks about.
Coach Drake, my question to you is, does the winner of this game deserve a spot in the SP top 5?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say no. I think with all the ups and downs that have happened, and this week and last week, I think that it's hard to really craft, or rather carve out, who belongs where right now in the season.
Definitely, these upsets have definitely been contentious so far. There's been so many over the last 10 days of the season, and it's been fun. Long 3 for Wagner. Heat check right there. He's got to attack the perimeter, not shoot from the next county over. Rejected right there. Great block by Brandon Phillips to save 2 points from, I believe that was Glory Tate.
I just want to see more actions called for RDC. I understand that he has a top 3 guy in the draft on him, but at some point you got to get more than just DJ Wagner involved, and everybody else has been playing their part. They have been doing well, but sometimes the stars got to shine.
Kentucky calls timeout. Mark Pope going to talk things over with his guys. We're going to step aside for a moment. You're watching SimWorld Basketball on ESPN.
Danger excites me, but I can't fully enjoy it when I smell like fear and body odor. So I prepare myself with a manly scent of Old Spice Danger Zone. Because even if something bad does happen to a Danger Zone man, it won't smell like something bad happened. Because the secret to smelling is... And when you smell like Old Spice Danger Zone, trust me, you'll smell like you have nothing to worry about.
You smell like you look amazing.
Amazing, I know.
Introducing Old Spice Danger Zone with all-day odor protection.
Welcome back, bienvenidos a Bud Walton Arena here in Fayetteville, where the hometown Razorbacks, John Calipari and DJ Wagner, not the revenge night they were hoping for, as they're trailing 9 to Wildcats. 16:49 to play in this one. I'm JK, joined alongside Coach Assad Drayton, future Syracuse head coach, the basketball savant, as I call him. But this has definitely been a very contentious game for Arkansas. There's definitely been a lot of emotion involved. How do you kind of combat that and keep yourself focused on the task?
I think these are one of those games where, like, you get to see how good a coach is, because how they can weather the storm in atmospheres like this, especially when you're the home team and you start to feel that doom and gloom. You gotta tell your guys, hey, we're still in this, regardless of what happens. We know the type of team we are. We know what we're capable of, and we can take it to these guys.
And there's a foul right there on Jomo Graham, and one for Jin Song Dang. You talk about showing up with this energy and what this can reveal about a coach. And John Calipari, down by 11 on his home floor right now. Not the night he had in mind, I'm sure.
But I definitely don't feel like he's fretting or afraid. I think he knows what his team is capable of. I definitely want to say that the more you look at what this team can do, that this is not necessarily indicative of how Arkansas basketball plays. That some teams are just a hard matchup, or rather hard schematically for a coach to get over. I know they usually have their bigs playing extremely well, but we have seen this Arkansas team have a big dominate them before.
Definitely. We saw Nat Hawkins, not a big, but a very long forward, dominate them earlier this season, put up 50 points on them. So, they're no stranger to that. Stephen Burks, open corner 3, bucket. Buries that one home. Kentucky leads by 15 now.
And right here is probably where I slow it all the way down. We need meaningful buckets right here. No need for anything flashy or crazy shots like that. Let's run a normal pick and roll, try and create some separation, get matchups that we like, and score the basket.
And it's interesting because DJ Wagner passed up an open 3, take it to the rack there, has been unwilling to shoot the 3 a lot in this game today. Good game plan from Mark Pope to neutralize him from beyond the arc.
I mean, you know, sometimes in the flow of things, especially as a player, you sometimes, even if you're a known shooter, you can feel when you're not on tonight. And sometimes in order to get on, you have to take a lot of shots and try and force yourself into rhythm. And this is not the type of game where I think he has the ability or his teammates willing to allow him to do that.
DJ Wagner's definitely got the ability. He's one of the best scorers in SimWorld U, which has not been his night so far early on. Averaging nearly 21 points a game, can shoot from deep, shoot 60% field goal shooter. But Kentucky, they've been hitting the buckets, and right now Arkansas can't match them. Trailing by 18. 15:09 to play here. Uphill battle for Arkansas in this one. Trying to play some balanced basketball. You mentioned getting them in a rhythm in that first half, and it looks like Jomo Graham's been the sole player for Arkansas to be in that rhythm. Inside, rejected. John Jones can't. Has that one swatted away early.
And it's a lot of the small stuff. You know, like the stuff that you're coached and drilled on over and over and over again. If you're gonna set a screen, you gotta set it. You can't fake the screen. If you're gonna drive to the rack, you gotta drive to the rack with conviction. You have to have your eyes up, 2 hands on the basketball when you're going to make a pass. It's a lot of the small stuff that Arkansas is doing wrong right now. And you can probably say it's because of the rivalry. You know how nerves get, and at the end of the day, these are kids. A lot of these guys are still finding themselves and trying to find their spot on the court as they try and carve a name out for themselves to become an SWBA talent.
Absolutely. It's everyone trying to prove themselves, and Brandon Phillips hammers that one home. There have been spurts of energy in this game for Arkansas. but not able to string that out on a more consistent stretch. Kentucky they're outclassing them in every regard in this game right now. Don't think this is indicative of Calipari or Arkansas at all. This is very indicative of what Kentucky is capable of. They have not been to the quad since 2015, have not reached the national championship since 2012, where they won it all with Anthony Davis, and they're searching for that banner. Kentucky's going to call timeout, though, despite the lead. With 13:20 to play in this second half. Don't go anywhere because we aren't either. Live EM giveaway incoming. We're adding a 0 to the number of viewers at the end of this stream, but you must be present in our live stream to win. See the game, be the game, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Drayton, do you have a message for the people at home?
It's one simple, and it's always there. You gotta see the game to be the game. That means you gotta be present. How can you see the game and be the game if you not at the game?
Like he said, you can't be the game if you aren't seeing the game.
It's in the game.
The only place you can get to see and be the game is here with us at SimWorld Sports, where there's no shortage of action, no shortage of intrigue. We saw Princeton go down last night. We saw Villanova get thrashed on their home court last night. We saw Texas go down 2 nights ago. Top 10 teams are dropping like flies. And Arkansas at number 6, they're hoping to not repeat the same fate as many of their other counterparts in that top 10. There's a steal for them right there out of the timeout. They look a little bit rejuvenated early on in this possession. Inside, direct caster. Jinsong Dang able to get a hand on it though.
I think right there, as a coach, I'm telling you, hey, if you have that much space, I don't want you to take the layup. I need you to go jam that home. We gotta send a message. We gotta tell them that, hey, our legs aren't dead. We're still in here to fight, and this is a battle that you're in for. Not going up with the easy layup, hoping that you just get points.
Direct caster on the inside, bucket. Through some contact, he didn't convert on that last one. Converts there. Burks being guarded by DeJon Jones. Wide open 3 for Kentucky. Buries it home. Kadarius Sylvia.
I mean, just a high-level miscommunication right there, and stuff like that is the things that make most coaches ball. You're pulling your hair out at that one. How does that happen?
Definitely. Execution has not been on par for Arkansas in this one. We're going to go back inside the direct caster. Trailing by 17. We're going to go right back inside with the and one and the tack on the foul there as well. Chance for a 3-point play for direct caster. Jinsong Dang calls the foul.
I mean, again, this is what I'm talking about. It's all about execution. I definitely wish RDC was getting the ball more and more often, not only just more, but I feel like they kind of lean on him when they have to. Similar with DJ Wagner, that they're trying to get everybody else involved, and then, hey, lo and behold, now we need a bucket. Hey, you guys hurry up and score so this doesn't look like a blown possession.
Chance to make it a 14-point game only here in Fayetteville. Only a 15-point game is definitely still within reach for Arkansas. But right now they're going to need to exercise their own demons of this game. Both of these teams suffered heartbreaking losses in Hoopsteria last year, Coach Drayton. They both have talent, though.
Is doing the shenanigans? Anybody seeing this? Is he doing the shenanigans?
He's trying to play around with them a little bit. Make his home fans laugh right now. Doesn't matter, still makes the bucket. Like that Georgia closer on social media. Did you not see that?
I'm not here for the jokes. Is more or less what I was saying. Let's. When you're getting beat this bad, the last thing we need is shenanigans. I need you to lock in and make sure that we can bring this home.
Definitely, but I don't think that Arkansas is taking this game lightly. They're prepared. They're playing well, but it just looks like they just can't get stops. The way I see it.
I mean, they're not only not getting stops, it seems like their offense is often in quicksand. These are the kind of shots that they keep on having DJ Wagner take. There ends up being nothing there offensively, and again, they're just like, hey, you're DJ Wagner, just make a shot for us. We need it. I mean, if you want him to ISO, let's not give him the ball with 6 seconds left in the possession as Adonis Knight goes and drives to the rack, gets his own rebound.
That's the Assad Drayton play-by-play, ladies and gentlemen. Kentucky going to maintain possession 10 seconds on the shot clock. This is a very talented Arkansas team, but the way they've prepared for Kentucky has certainly been suboptimal. Tate waiting the shot clock. Long three, buoy in his face, doesn't matter. Nick Bowie calls that one in. 10 minutes to play in this game. Arkansas needs to respond fast here. You trust Bowie being guarded by Knight. Freshman on freshman action here. Rebound Knight. Good defense there.
Like, it's just a swirl of bad shot selection after bad shot selection, and then it's almost like people are confused how this Arkansas team is down when they're doing all the small stuff wrong.
Definitely. And these pigs have been roasted out there today.
See, that one I like. That's not a low-hanging fruit.
The mind of J.K. Candell works in interesting ways, I'd say. But I think you all already know that. You've got to have me on commentary 3 days in a row now. I've been traveling everywhere. Wagner, the turnover late in the shot clock. Sylvia open. Tate able to recover it. No Jamison Johnson in this game. No problem for Kentucky to continue generating offense. Jinsong Dang's been fine. Tate missing pull-up jumper though.
And it seems like even when Arkansas forces Kentucky to miss, it never seems like it's capitalized into meaningful points. That they'd get a 2 points here and then allow a 3. That it seems like the tit for tat is not going in Arkansas's favor at all. It seems like they throw a jab and Kentucky returns with a haymaker.
And we have a timeout on the floor here with 8:48 to play. Kentucky calls timeout. We're going to step aside. We'll see you in a few moments.
Hey guys, Gabe Pope here. You know, I've always wanted to be an NBA player all my life. SimWorld Hoops, that's the place I'm getting to live my dreams. SimWorld Hoops, baby, stop missing out. The only place where you can see the game and be the game.
Okay, any views expressed are the opinion of the guest. That's not a representation because the programming reflects that bold politicking with 4 eyes. It's really no competition. Suffocating with the dope, you know I be twisting. Real ninjas out in the field, now we cotton picking. Not to mention our intention to cover topics and many of the subjects. I got more lines than the deli at the Publix. With King Pharaoh, pole politicking, I'm pistol whipping. Rappers jeopardizing hip-hop position. My opposition, intuition, prediction like writers on The Simpsons. To witness the glimpses from higher up dimensions. My bitches be fighting gremlins like Phoebe Cates. Let me cook, stove top oven, easy bakes. Hydroponic with them seaweed flakes. Yeah, these rappers started from the bottom, power bottom. TD Jakes, unfollowed. Talking about have you ever been swallowed? Regardless of race, color, or creed, you get Apollo. We pole politicking, ticking, we straight pole, politicking, ticking. When it's a great show, you got to listen. Listen to that pole, politicking, ticking. This for the pole, politicking, ticking. We straight pole, politicking, ticking. When it's a great show, you got to listen. Listen to that pole, politicking, ticking.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look at our SimWorld U player spotlight here. It's been Jamison Johnson, who's surprised. Potential #1 overall pick in the upcoming SWBA draft has dazzled tonight here in Fayetteville.
I mean, when you talk about guys that have it all, and it seems like they're made in the lab, or what do the kids say? God's favorite, like when they talk about Jalen Hurts, oh, he's just God's favorite. Jamison Johnson definitely seems like that type of guy. Most of his points have come in transition and off the switch because Arkansas has dedicated their entire defense to stopping him. But even with that, he's still been dominant in this game.
Absolutely. Coach Drayton. Inside, Wagner gets that one to fall. Has been the most consistent producer for Arkansas today, even in an off night for him. Testament to how talented he is as a scorer. Johnson rejected by Jomo Graham. They're knocking on the door right now. Back to just a 10-point deficit for Arkansas. They're right back in this one.
I mean, like I said, I necessarily don't agree with how fast they've been attacking. I feel like they aren't really looking for the best possible look. They're trying to get certain looks, and when those looks aren't there, they bring the ball back into the normal half-court offense, try and see what they can, and then they default back to DJ Wagner. I need them to actually slow it down, actually make reads, actually allow the point guards to play basketball. This is why you recruit these guys. Because when you allow players to just do whatever they want on the court, you're often going to get shots like that.
Inside, Adonis Knight around the rack. Add 2 more for the freshman. Wagner blows by him, uses that speed, pulls up the jumper and connects. DJ Wagner's done plenty tonight, but Jamison Johnson threw some contact. No, sir. Johnson, 13 points. DJ Wagner, 13 as well. 6:30 to play here. Jomo Graham, double-double of his own. Rollins direct caster inside, pull-up buck, jumper. Next.
I mean, when you look at the two teams, outside of what Jamison Johnson's been able to do, because generally he's amazing. Stephen Burks has stepped up. Trey Truss has stepped up. Darius Sylvia has stepped up. Jinson Deng has stepped up. D'Angelo Muto has stepped up. These are guys that are often forgotten in the crowd in the way that this Kentucky team usually plays. But this has been a group effort where everybody has truly contributed. Trey Trust, 50% from the 3. Stephen Burks, 100% from the 3. These are how you win these games when you're talking about in-conference play. Everybody has to be involved. It can't just be a 1 or 2 man show.
Definitely. It's a well-oiled machine you need to be to win a national championship in this realm. And both of these teams have the capacity to do that. That's for sure. Johnson misses the free throw though. It's a 9-point deficit for Arkansas. Inside again and the slam. They're trailing by 17 now. Joma Graham, 12 points on the night. 7-point game. We have a game on our hands, Coach Drayton. It was 18 points not too long ago, but Adonis Knight has a response.
I mean, again, what I want to see from Arkansas is the exact opposite of what they've been doing. I understand why Arkansas calls a timeout right here. You definitely want to try and get the best possible look so you can get 3 points to cut it into a 3-possession game. Instead of it being a 9-point game where you really have to try and figure out how we can score, stop them, score, stop them, score, stop them. Let's get a stop right here and then get a 3.
Definitely. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching SimWorld Basketball on ESPN. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're Mark Pope's relishing in the extra time to talk things over with his squad. He won a national championship with Kentucky. They're vying for number 9 this year. Been to 17 quads. Haven't in nearly a decade, though. Is this team that's going to break the drought?
No, absolutely not. I don't see it. An emphatic no, if I'm being honest. I think this team relies a lot on star power, and when it comes hoopsteria time, I think it's way more about the team and the scheme that they run more than an individual star. Very few teams that have a singular or even a duo, those teams go for it. It's usually those teams where everybody can play a role. Everybody's a role player. There is no star.
For me, what stands out is a lot of teams that have an influx of guards. Guard play wins championships. When it comes to Kentucky and Iowa, you can't ride high on your big men in the big dance.
You gonna say that about the bigs?
Bowie, shot clock expiring, long three. Knight contests. Rebound Trust. It is unfortunately true. This is why we saw Oscar Chiboy's Kentucky team lose in the round of 64.
That team had a lot of issues.
Big triple right there. A Trey for Trey Trust. Trey edge Trey. And Kentucky's leading by 12 inside. Direct cast around the rim. Can't finish.
I mean, just look. Even though this Kentucky team usually plays through their stars, they're more than willing to swing the ball. And they try and swing the ball early in the possession versus it seems like when you watch an Arkansas possession, one guy pounds ball into earth until he can't anymore, and then they default back to DJ Wagner or RDC.
Inside Wagner. Another 2 points for DJ Wagner. 4 minutes to play in this one. And they are down, but they may not be out. It's only a 10-point game, Coach Drayton. But they can't stop Kentucky right now. That's their biggest effect right now.
It's just certain matchups that they see that they really like, and as a coach, you can't necessarily fault a team for attacking certain matchups. If this guy doesn't want to D up and nobody wants to properly help, hey, we'll literally kill this guy all game.
Trying to bounce back from back-to-back losses. Inside bucket. Arkansas buries that one. They're down by 9 again. They're looking to stay hot. Kentucky's looking to get hot. Jameson Johnson going to the line. Direct cast called for his foul, the senior. Called for foul on the junior.
I don't know if I like that. And I'm a Jameson Johnson diehard fan. I don't know if I necessarily like that.
Coach Drayton, we got to get you back on the J-Rock show. We got to have an updated episode with you, man.
I mean, absolutely, I would love to. Unfortunately, this week I will be flying to New England.
Don't worry, should be down the line. Tomorrow's episode is going to be a good one. I've alluded to who the guest will be. Coach Skinny, your time has come, my friend.
Are you putting him on the hot seat?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's my guy, but if you put somebody skinny on the hot seat, it's going to burn them. Besides,
that was not funny. Jameson Johnson, 11-point game here. 3 minutes to play, Coach Drayton. We have had an intriguing game in this one. They've made it look respectable, Arkansas, but time's running out for him. Wagner, pull-up jumper. Rolls off the rim.
Like I said, if you're gonna have him ISO, just have him ISO. Let's not pretend to have somebody else pick the ball up and do a lot of clock wasting. If you're gonna have somebody waste the clock and then default back to him anyways, why not just have him waste the clock himself?
They're not going to him on this possession though. Maybe I spoke too soon. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Not a lot for Wagner to work with. He's going to kick this out to John Jones. 3 seconds, 2 on the shot clock. Direct caster's got to put it up, and he does. Puts it up, puts it in.
And this is where I'm consistently lost, and I'm not necessarily seeing where the offensive actions are going. It seems like the offensive action does one thing, and then the moment that it fails, it's like, all right, DJ Wagner, here's the ball, go make something happen. And he gets to decide if he can make something happen or not. And usually if he doesn't, he defaults back to RDC. That doesn't seem like SEC basketball level offense. That seems like something you would see in prep. That seems like something you would see in the American Conference.
Don't disrespect the American. I got to see Memphis play last night. Let me tell you, man, they're legit.
As legit as Memphis is, it probably as legit as Princeton is. When you start to look at some of those teams, what I said on offense is exactly what they do. They run one offensive action, it doesn't work. They give the ball to their star guy, and he decides what they're gonna do on offense from there.
Minute 13 to play in this one. On the home floor, Arkansas is down by 9, trying to keep that ball alive. Kentucky maintains it. Just over 60 seconds to play here, looking like Kentucky's gonna snap that Arkansas win streak and pull off an upset, a minor one at that. But every game counts in the SEC. Kentucky taking a timeout. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching SimWorld U basketball, or we're not. Excuse me. We're right back to action here. Arkansas gets the steal that they needed. Chance to cut in this lead. Bowie in the corner, wide open. Can't connect.
Like I said, I felt like this game early on was going to be decided by whatever team made the least amount of mistakes, and Arkansas has been litanied with mistakes.
Arkansas jump ball right now. They're going to maintain possession right now. They're trying to roar their way back into this one with just under a minute left. Going to be difficult, but definitely I've seen crazier things happen in SimWorld U, Coach Drayton. Kentucky has possession right now. Arkansas doesn't get it on the jump ball. They're going to Jamison Johnson. Not going to play the foul game. They're going to try and force a stop. Going to waste some time, but time is of the essence right now. Trav Cunningham, Brother Arcade. Burks, 3 seconds on the shot clock. 2. Pull-up jumper up, throws off the front rim. Direct caster. Going to be enough. Shoots a long 3 there. Nothing but bottom of the backboard there. That should do it for this one here from Fayetteville. Number 6, Arkansas, 6-game winning streak's going to come to a close. 14-5, now 14-6. Meanwhile, Kentucky, 15-4 on the year. Back in the win column after back-to-back losses. A much-needed win for the Wildcats. They spoil the return for DJ Wagner and John Calipari. We appreciate you tuning into this ESPN doubleheader here. I'm J.K. Candell, joined alongside Coach Drayton. Remember, SimWorld, the only place you can see the game, be the game. Have a great rest of your night, folks.
This has been a presentation